Good morning, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the Friday morning Be Encouraged message. Our topic this week is we can be encouraged because we are divinely chosen. I'm going to read to you Colossians 3:12 from the Passion Translation. And it says, "You are always and dearly loved by God. So robe yourself with virtues of God, since you have been divinely chosen to be holy." We've talked about the fact before that we have been chosen, and what an incredible privilege that is. But this particular word, the word for chosen in this verse, is a little bit different. It's not used nearly as frequently. It does mean that we've been selected, that we have been picked by God, but it also means to be of excellent quality. It has the idea of being the best of its kind. It sometimes has the notion of being the favorite one. And that made me smile because I have a friend who frequently says, "I'm God's favorite." And now I know that I can say, "Yep, you are. You really are God's favorite." So am I. And so are you. Did you know that? You are one of God's favorites. I love the way the Passion Translation begins by talking about our identity. Uh, Paul says, "You are always and dearly loved by God." That is who you are. God absolutely adores you. Not only that, God has chosen you and He's chosen me to be holy. And that word for holy means to be pure, to be morally blameless. It even has the idea of being sacred. It's someone who has been set apart for God's use. And Paul says, it's saying once we know who we are, once we know how loved we are, once we know that we've been chosen by God to be holy and that becomes part of our identity, that should change how we behave. He describes it as changing out your clothes. He says, now robe yourself or clothe yourself with the virtues of God. That's the Passion Translation. In the Greek New Testament, it actually spells out the qualities that God is asking us to clothe ourselves with. And that can be found in the NIV translation. The things that we're supposed to clothe ourselves with is first compassion. That means to have pity and mercy towards others, to be touched by the pain and suffering they experience, to be moved inside that we want to find a way to help them. We're to be clothed with kindness. That word is talking about moral goodness and integrity and the way that we deal with others gently and with kindness and goodness. We are to be humble and clothe yourselves with humility. That means that we don't think more highly of ourselves than we ought. We have a reasonable um, opinion of ourselves, and we don't see ourselves as being better than anyone else, but we see that everybody is of equal value. We are to clothe ourselves with gentleness. That means to be mild, to be gentle of spirit, to even be meek. It's a way of honoring God and honoring others by behaving in a way that is gentle and kind. And finally, we're to put on patience. That may be one of the hardest ones for me, but patience means that we will be steadfast, that we will endure, we will persevere even through difficulties. It means that we choose to bear up under our troubles. We are these people who have the capacity to behave in ways that reflect the character of God in this world because of who He is making us to be. I pray that you're encouraged today when you realize how very loved you are by God, that you're precious in His sight, that He values you highly, that you're one of His favorites, and that you have been chosen to be holy, to be His representative in this world. Well, I pray that you're encouraged. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.